All right, guys, we're here with Ramon Ramirez. He is a cartoonist, teacher, and he's going to tell us a little about himself. So, Ramon, if you can just start off with a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Ramon Ramirez. I am a full-time art teacher. I've been teaching for 21 years, and I've been cartooning for 25. I started off cartooning like any other kid. I just kept going at it, and in college I got my first big break, and I just kept going, and I'm doing it till today in teaching and in the professional realm.
What advice do you have for artists? You know, people consider art, you know, the starving profession, one of the starving professions. What advice would you give to students, or not even students, probably people who, you know, have been drawing their whole life and, you know, want to continue that?
I would say learn from as many people as you can. Take the negative, not so hard, but take it to where you build up on it. Learn how to protect your work. Learn about copyrights. Learn about the business of being an artist. How to sell your work. How to promote yourself. With today's technology, I'm having a blast because the technology I have at hand today I didn't have when I was in college. So I'm able to get to a lot more people a lot faster, network with more people from a different realm, different elements of art, and different levels of art. But at the same time, I would say practice your work, learn from your mistakes, build from them, and build a strong portfolio, but learn also how to network, protect your art, and how to promote yourself.
And you mentioned something very crucial. You said learn how to take criticism. You are no stranger to criticism. Correct. I know that early on you faced a lot of criticism.
Yes.
A lot of people telling you, you know, give up, pretty much. So
pretty much.
How did you turn that around and turn it into, you know, the thriving business you have today?
Well, I didn't really, I guess it helps to mold you as an artist, and it builds you to be a lot stronger. How does it help me, or how did it help me? It just helped me to get angry and to keep going. And I channel that anger into just pursuing my best. And in that case, it was the passion to be creative. When I entered, you know, recently, the year 2000, all of a sudden technology changes. Right. So even more so, I pursue it even more. And I'm having a blast. I mean, I am really having a blast. Everything from Twitter, Facebook, any element that I can get my hands on, I'm learning from others, and I'm just like a sponge. I just take it into, you know, my realm of creativity, and I build on it, and I learn it, and I produce it. So take criticism well, use it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block, and just keep going, because you never know about the what ifs. Oh, what if I would have kept going? And a lot of doors will close, but at the same time, a lot of them will open, and those are the ones you want to venture into.
And speaking of your cartoons, you have several series of them. Do you want to mention some of them here?
Sure. My original cartoon was Smarty Cartoons. Later became the name of my business, Smarty Cartoons. Under that, I created Teacher Tunes, which I use as a motivational speaker to go to different schools and talk about that.
Right.
But that's, of course, humor within the classroom or the educational realm.
That's true. That's Teacher Tunes is more for teachers,
yes,
to motivate them, and
exactly.
Okay.
To motivate them by looking at their stress, and they laugh at their stress, and then we all laugh, and then we keep going. The other one is Raza Tunes, which I created as a result of Only in the Valley. I created Only in the Valley,
as well, right?
Which kind of grew to 42,700 fans.
Only in the Valley is a Facebook page?
Correct, yes.
Right.
It began as a Facebook page meant to just kind of be shared with my friends. I thought, well, I'll have like 60 people that I'll entertain. It ends up being 42,700. From there, I thought, well, let me reach the Latino realm a little bit further, right, and I created Raza Tunes with my reporter, Rosendo Resendez, which seems to be loved by a lot of people that love a guy with a deep voice and a mustache.
You also have a cartoon with a huarache, right?
Yeah, it's under Raza Tunes, and it's Chanclazo. We just call him Chanclazo, and I think some people deserve chanclazos.
Everybody in the Valley knows what that means, right?
Yeah. Yes, some kids the bad kids especially, they remember that. And so every now and then we give a shout out to the people that deserve a chanclazo, and it's just a fun way to kind of pick at the political arena and remind them like, hey, we're watching you, but we're holding a chancla at the same time.
Now, you do something very interesting, which I am a little jealous of. I was telling my editor earlier.
It's not my singing, is it?
No, I don't think
Okay,
I heard you sing, but it is the way you promote some of your drawings.
Okay.
You have met Rosario Dawson
and
yes. Eliza Dushku, who
that was a highlight. Yes.
You did for people who don't know, Eliza Dushku is an actress made famous by the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Joss Whedon, and you actually did a drawing
yes.
of her character Echo on Dollhouse. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and you got to meet her and you gave it to her.
I gave it to her.
What was her reaction?
She was like, "Wow!" And I didn't even know she had the reaction when I took a picture with her. I didn't even know that was her reaction when she had her mouth open, like, "Wow." My thing about that is I like to network and give something back to the people that I admire.
Right.
We always go to them like, "Can I have your signature?" And that's it. It ends there. But I want to leave them a little bit of Smarty Cartoons so they can remember that I admire them as an actor or whatever profession they have. And so I made it a tradition to make something for them before I meet them, give it to them, and they really enjoyed it. Eliza really liked her cartoon, and it was fun to meet her. Very nice actress.
And any other, I guess, high-profile celebrities, actors that you've made their drawings and given it to them?
Yes, let's see. There has been Morena Baccarin of the show V and Firefly. And then there has been the ladies of Battlestar Galactica. Trisha.
I'm jealous about that, actually. Have you
yeah.
met Edward James Olmos?
No,
okay.
He's not.
He's
not as pretty as the Battlestar girl.
He's not as pretty as.
So I skip over those people.
Okay.
And I just go over the ones that I thought, oh, these are fun to draw, and I give them the drawing. Yeah. So Battlestar, characters like Trisha Helfer and Katie Sackhoff, and it's just fun. It's fun to share something, and so also at the same time I'm saying, hey, we're from the Valley. This is who I am, and at the same time I'm representing my area as well. Not so much like this is Smarty Cartoons.
Right.
I tell them about where I'm from because it's good to share where we're from.
And brings me to my next talking point. Rasa tunes, and some of the cartoons, with everything, there's people give you good or bad feedback.
Correct.
How do you address the issue when it comes to people who view this as perpetuating the stereotype or making Latinos look bad through chanclazos and other things like that? What response would you have to that?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't really met any of that yet. I think people were kind of hungry to laugh at themselves, and I tested that with Only in the Valley.
Right.
There were some, very few, that were like, hey, we need, that were like, this is not funny, but then again, it is true. It's who we are. And so I've taught my community that it's okay to laugh at yourself, but in a good way, in a healthy way. Not so much we're picking on a culture. It's more like we're embracing the culture through humor. And the criticism that I had before was a little bit meaner because I did deal with the political arena.
Right.
In this case, I'm dealing with humor, and I think it's something that everybody needs. We all need to laugh. So I decided to take that route as opposed to being, every now and then I do pick on the political arena.
Right.
And which the next level for me is using my puppets, but that's another level I'm going to work on and feature later. But the humor is fun. As far as picking on the culture, I think they've embraced it. I haven't seen, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen anybody say, oh, that's just wrong, you're doing the wrong thing. In fact, they ask if my Rosendo or Rosendas is single. And I'm like, okay, single lady's like a guy with a mustache. And so they love it. They love it because it's something kind of original. I don't think they've seen a Mexican reporter that's really raza,
Right.
It's always like, hi, my name is Garza or whatever. And they don't even pronounce it in Spanish. And this guy is like, Rosendo Resendiz. And so he really pronounces it with Spanish and with a lot of pride. And so even the reporters follow my work. And I think it's an honorable thing to see that on Twitter, that they laugh at it. And it's good. It's good to laugh. It's just an all-around humorous way to share my crazy talents and my view of the community. And
I know that you're working, you have all these series, kind of spread out, but you're doing a collection, and you're doing a book as well, is that correct?
I'm working on my book. I have it completed. I'm just working on a couple more projects, and then once I have those finalized, I'll be funding my book, which is called Teacher Tunes. From there, pretty much my goal is to publish the book, promote it via my motivational speaking, share what I'm promoting when I do my slide presentations. And it's finished. It's just a matter of you know, funding it, and I'm going to self-fund it. The irony of my work is I've gotten called up by it's caught the attention of like the Wayans brothers.
Oh wow.
Another company, I forget the name right now, but it was a publishing company, and Andrew McMeel, I believe. And they literally called me and said, "Send us your book. We want to see it," but it didn't make the final round. So that to me was a little sign of like, you know what, I have potential.
Right.
It may not have made it to the final level. In the other case, I didn't sign for contract reasons, in the sense of I want to be independent and keep my work. And so I thought, yeah, let me do that on my own. So I'm going to self-fund it. You know, I may have to cut more yards and stuff, but sell more raspas, but I'm going to do it.
All right.
This is my Miss Karaoke,
I like your glasses.
which is my
Very
featured
vintage.
featured guest, and she is featured in YouTube. I don't do her as a ventriloquist. I feature her on her own in her own YouTube channel with Teacher Tunes. And so she travels. She just started traveling with me to my promotional events, and I had her designed, and then I sent it to Virginia.
Wow.
Thistledown Puppets are the creators of this beautiful puppet, and Rosendo is next. So next is
going
Rosendo.
to come to life.
Yes, and so I found myself like, you know what? It's weird. I'm becoming a puppeteer, but behind the scenes. I'm not really a ventriloquist, but I do feature her voice, and she does have a voice that's kind of fun.
You have a
and,
voice? Do you do her
I
voice?
do her voice.
I think you can't leave here until you do her voice.
And so it's kind of like, oh man. And a lot of my students are like, is that you? And I'm like, yes. And so she is representing the teachers that work hard, the veterans, the ones that don't go recognized. And so she's become basically a leader in the community. At least I'm programming her to become that. And she's the one that, my goal for this puppet is to show the community in a humorous way that she'll be more visible than a lot of the school board members that are out there. And so that's who she is, Miss Karaoke. Later she'll be singing more of her messages, and she'll be featured in a lot of the YouTube channels, or my YouTube channel on Teacher Tunes. Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to do her voice before you leave.
Oh my gosh! Well, what do you want her to say? Hello, this is the town crier. Welcome to this video with Mr.
Isaac Garcia.
Thank you, Isaac.
Not Garcia, but Garcia.
Okay. And I do not speak Spanish, but I will. And so this is Miss Karaoke, and I thought, well, I can't hire people to do voices. I'm the photographer, I'm the writer, I'm the editor, I'm the voice, I'm the cameraman, I'm the attorney. Well, not the attorney. I have an attorney, but I'm the guy that protects my stuff. For that. Yeah. And the only other person on my team is my wife, who basically prompted me to do the public speaking. And so I'm having a blast. This is the next level of cartooning, because a lot of people are like, well, what are you doing that's different? Brought my characters to life in 3D.
Right.
And so, in a funny way, a lot of the adults do relate to the puppet. We had an event where after school, you know, after the presentation, I was like, well, who wants to take a picture with me and Miss Karaoke? Everybody stayed behind. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. And
they're
so,
like, no, just Miss Karaoke. You can move to the side.
And so at least, yeah, we're a pretty good team. She's the one that basically challenges people in the community to defend teachers, do something about your school. Don't just talk the talk. You know, a lot of politicians are visible only in their flyers, and that's it. We never hear from them again. And so my thing is like, you know what? I'm going to have something that represents us and really speaks up for teachers. In this case, it happens to be a puppet.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, it was a pleasure having you here, and Miss Karaoke as well. It was nice meeting you. For your Valley Voice, this is Isaac Garcia.